Hey everyone! In today's video, I'm going to be doing my Summer Fling Readathon TBR. Okay, I think I might have gone a little overboard with this TBR, which is crazy because I even doubled up on some of the prompts and still I'm left with like 10 books. Well, the good thing is these are fairly easy books to read. When I say easy, I just mean that most are YA, and so in theory, they should be a breeze, right? Not only did I really like the prompts for this readathon, but it'll also give me a chance to knock out a lot of my summer reads I had planned on reading. If you've seen my books to read during summer video, then you'll see like 4 of those books make an appearance here in this video. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with the challenges. The first prompt is Down Home Country. Read a book that is a small town romance, features cowboys, or is a western romance. Okay, so what I'm thinking is that there's a lot of leeway here, so I'm just going to zero in on that word country because I don't own a lot of, actually I don't own any cowboy books, what am I saying? So I'm going to be reading Promise Me Heaven by Connie Brockway. So this is the first book in the Royal Agents trilogy. This is also the author's debut novel. This is about a woman trying to save her family from financial ruin, and to do this she might just have to marry for money. But before she can land herself that rich lord, she gets lessons in the art of desire from a rake. What's a rake? A rake, short for rake, analogous to hellraiser, is a historic term applied to a man who is habituated to immoral conduct, particularly womanizing. Okay, did not know that. I'm using this book for this first prompt because it's set in the rake's country estate. Emphasis on country. The next prompt is to read a book that is dark and dangerous. It could be a taboo romance, or maybe one of the characters is dangerous. And for this, I'm going with The Kingdom by Jess Rothenberg. Based on the cover, it clearly doesn't seem dark and dangerous, but reading the summary, I promise you that it is. It's about a cyborg who works as a fantasist at a theme park, and as she begins to develop feelings for one of her co-workers, that co-worker turns up missing and possibly even dead. That sounds really dark and mysterious, and the potential for a relationship between a cyborg and a human can be interpreted as taboo, right? I think it's a fitting book for this prompt. It works. The next prompt is diversity, and for this I'm going with One to Watch by Kate Stamen London. This book is about a plus-size fashion blogger who loves to watch the show Main Squeeze, which is just like The Bachelor, but she's sick and tired of the lack of body diversity on the show. Then one day she gets a call from the show asking her to be its next star. This sounds so cute and fun. I've only ever seen the last season of The Bachelor and I was obsessed with it, so I think I'm going to love this book. The next prompt is Big City Life. For this, I am going with The Boyfriend Project by Farah Roshan. This book takes place in Austin, Texas, which is a fairly large city. I'm really excited to read this. It's about 3 new besties who make a pact to work on themselves and swear off men because some of them can be real jerks. I think this book is going to be good because our main character Samaya is working on developing an app, and maybe she'll find love with the deliciously sexy honey-eyed Daniel Collins at work. The next prompt is Sweet and Clean. Read a light romance with no adult content or a romance with something sweet on the cover, and for this I'm going to read 10 Things I Hate About Pinky. So I've been dying to read this one. This is as cute as it gets. Look how cute she looks. This is a companion novel to When Dimple Met Rishi, so I cannot wait to get into this one. The next 2 prompts are to read a book with disability rep, whether it be physical or mental, and also read a book written by an author of color. And for both these prompts, I'm going with Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. The main character, Chloe, is chronically ill, so that fits that. The next challenge is to read a book featuring a road trip, and for this I'm going with The Perils of Pleasure by Julie Ann Long. I couldn't find any books with a road trip, so I'm just going to go with this book because the two main characters go on a journey together. So we're just gonna go with it. The next prompt is to read an old school historical novel, and for this I'm going to use Promise Me Heaven by Connie Brockway. I'm doubling up on this prompt because this was published in 1984 and this is how the original cover looks. So it's kind of crazy how they changed the covers. Just like comparing the covers is just bizarre to me because like this speaks more to me than this cover, but at the same time I kind of like this cover too. The next prompt is to read a hot and spicy book, and for this I'm going to be reading Goddess of the Hunt by Tessa Dare. I was going to use this book for the previous prompt, but this book was published barely in 2009 and that's not really old school, and this is Tessa Dare's debut novel. I've always wanted to read Tessa Dare's work because I see it like a lot on BookTube, and now that I kind of want to like read more historical fiction, this book seemed like perfect for me to pick up. And I also wanted to start at the beginning. I know that you don't have to, you could like jump around because, you know, series, you could start wherever you want, but for me I like to start at the way beginning. That's just kind of how I am. So I cannot wait to get into this one as well. The next prompt is to read a book where friends become lovers, and for this I'm going with Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert. This book fits perfectly for this prompt because Danny agrees to fake date her friend after a video of him rescuing her from their office building. So after that, after he like rescues her, it just like that video goes viral. I don't know, that sounds really cute and just lighthearted. This is exactly what I need, especially since I'm reading like a bunch of just in general, I have a lot of books to get through. The last prompt is a category romance, which means I must read either a Harlequin or a Mills and Boon published book. And for this I'm going with White Hot Kiss by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is a paranormal fantasy where our main character is half demon and half gargoyle. Say no more, I'm in. That just sounds right up my alley. This book has been out forever. It was kind of hard to find a Harlequin or a Mills and Boon published book. And I even think that this is kind of like a little bit cheating because this is Harlequin teen. But I've heard good things about this book and just seems like something that I would like. Okay, so these are the books that I will be reading this month. It is a lot. And to be honest, I am going to be doing another readathon this month, and those books are pretty long too, so I don't know if I will be able to get to all of these books, but you know, you gotta set yourself up high. You just have to aim for the moon, because then worst case scenario, you just fall on the stars. I always think about that. And so this TBR is kind of ambitious for me, but I feel like I could do it. Especially because most of them are like light and romancy. I really think that I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this readathon. So if you like this video, hit that like button, and if you're new, subscribe so you can see more of my videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!